So, cutting right to the chase, I wanted to address this topic because of a video that I saw from Nightcore Daydreamer talking about Smokey being a pedophile. I think the lack of awareness around the situation and the lack of understanding towards pedophilia is a big issue in the world we live in. This has been on my mind for a long time, and I figured now would be a decent time to talk about it, as it has been brought up in the community that I'm a part of, and it's an issue in the community that I'm a part of. So, cutting right to the chase, the main issue I often see is people around the age of 18 to about 21 are often let off the hook in the matter of pedophilia. I base this off of the fact that a number of my underage friends have dated people in that age range, and I've even known a few people in that age range who've dated people who are underaged. In both cases, the fact that it was pedophilia was hardly even brought up, if at all. Pedophilia seems to be perceived as an old man liking kids. Young adults seem to get away with it quite easily, and that's a big issue in my opinion. Part of the reason it's so bad is because it's almost viewed as normal in a way, from what I've seen at least. A good friend of mine was together with someone who was 18 or 19 whilst she was only 13, or maybe even I'm not 100% sure of the ages, but that was roughly it. I know the guy was an adult and she was far from it. When I found out about this, I confronted the guy because obviously I thought it was really fucked up. But despite me trying to confront him in a respectful manner, he fully disregarded what I was saying. My friend then messaged me rather annoyed for doing what I did, and I was just left rather dumbfounded, if you will. I tried my best to explain the guy that what he was doing was not okay, and I ended up almost losing a friend as a result of trying to help my friend. And that was the first time I really noticed that this was quite an issue, because the younger party was not aware of the fact that it was an issue, and the older party fully disregarded it. Anyway, I've been witness to a number of cases of pedophilia, and admittedly I should have done more about it, but I didn't. Anyway, I've noticed that a common saying that either the older party or both parties sometimes say is, if we're both okay with it, what's the issue? It's not like we're hurting anyone, or something along those lines. In my opinion, that statement is rather stupid. The older party should know better than to engage in illicit activities with a child. It is not about whether or not the child is okay with it, because at the end of the day, the child more often than not doesn't really know any better. It is the responsibility of the older party to be, responsible. And as well, obviously, the law itself states that a child cannot consent. So, therefore, it's blatantly obvious that it's not alright. I don't need to spell that out. As much as a child may be okay with it at the time, it may well come back to haunt them in the future, and things like that can really ruin someone's childhood and sometimes even leave them scarred for life. Therefore, again, I reinstate the fact that the older party should know better. Now, I don't agree with all the laws out there. There are a lot of stupid laws, in my opinion. However, the laws against pedophilia are there for a reason and should be acted upon more frequently than they are. And even if there was no law against it, I fail to see how someone can view actions like that to be okay. An adult should not be engaging in relations with a minor. It's just not okay, no matter how you look at it. I even view relations between the likes of 16 and 13-year-olds as morally wrong to a certain degree. Now, I know I'm not exactly a good example of this, as I have had relations with people younger than me in the past. I'm not gonna try and deny or defend myself on that front. It was not illegal, but it was wrong of me, in my opinion. We all make mistakes as children. It's a matter of learning from those mistakes and not making them again. And on that note as well, as an adult, a mistake like that shouldn't be made. So, there's no real way to defend pedophilia, in my opinion. Even if you're only like 18 or 19, it's not okay. The only exception may be if you're like 18, say, and the person's maybe 16. That could be tolerable. But if you're 18, 19, and you're engaging in illicit activities with someone who's like 13 or 14, that is seriously fucked up. Now, to bring this rant video to a close, I'd like to say that if you're above the age of 18, please use your head. Think about the child's future and don't ruin it for them. You're the adult in the situation, act like it, please. And if you're the child in the situation, don't go along with it, especially if you're not comfortable with the situation. Ask yourself, would I be okay telling my friends and family that I'm dating an adult or doing things with an adult? If the answer to this is no, or you're not sure, don't do it. It doesn't matter how nice the guy or girl may be, it's not okay. There are other fish in the sea, and you should stick to people closer to your age, especially whilst you're young. Obviously, when you're older, you know what I'm saying, like something like a 20-year-old dating a 30-year-old, that's okay. But whilst you're in the range of either being underaged or a young adult, it's best to just stick with people your age. If you've watched till now, thank you. Please spread the word and don't hesitate to speak out about this issue. I've put my Discord in the description if any of you need someone to talk to. At the end of the day, always remember, you're never on your own. There's always someone out there willing to help. I may have a follow-up video talking about someone slightly notable in the community who's done things that are less than savory. I'm not sure if I should speak up about it or not because that person was a good friend of mine and I don't know if they've changed their ways or not. Anyway, take care and stay safe.